Imagine this, a pair of hulking flying boats strapped to what's basically the world's biggest slingshot, because in 1936 the only way to hurl mail across the Atlantic was to literally hurl the airplane itself. I'm Bill, and this is Buffalo Air Park. Let's dive in. What we're watching here is rare footage of two Dornier Do 18E civil transport flying boats, the D-ABYM Aeolus and the D-ARUN Zephir, being catapult launched off the German seaplane tender Schwabenland. It was part of Lufthansa's 1936 endurance trials, testing whether diesel-burning seaplanes could really conquer the Atlantic. Now, the Do-18 wasn't just another flying boat. It was a quirky machine from the start. Dornier designed it to serve two masters, military reconnaissance and civilian mail hauling. Its shape was sleek, its hull all metal, but the real oddity was its engine setup. Two Yonkers Umo 205 diesels jammed into a single nacelle, one pulling, one pushing. A push-pull system sounds clever, until you picture sitting in traffic with somebody shoving you from behind while another yanks you forward. Let's just say it was temperamental. But here's the payoff. Those diesels sipped fuel instead of guzzling it. For a transatlantic crossing, that was pure magic.
Catapult carrier Schwabenland, and we show you now a real catapult start of a big flying boat going from New York to Europe via the Azores on one of our experimental flights. The ship will be catapulted with a pressure of compressed air of 1,500 pounds and with a speed of 80 miles an hour.
Only 6 civil Do-18s were ever built, with Lufthansa receiving 5. Aeolus and Zephir were stars of the fleet. To pull off their trial flights, though, they needed help. Fully loaded, these beasts couldn't take off on their own, so catapult ships like the Schwabenland gave them the shove they needed. And it worked. In September 1936, Zephir made it all the way to New York in just over 22 hours. Aeolus managed a Bermuda stopover in 18 hours, then pressed on to New York the next day. These weren't just flights, they were feats of endurance that proved diesel-flying boats could cross the ocean, provided you parked a floating catapult out there first. From there, the pair went to work on the South Atlantic mail route in 1937, with catapult launches from Gambia and Brazil. It was tough, dangerous work, and sadly short-lived. Aeolus was lost later that same year after engine trouble forced it down. Zephir hung on longer, but she too suffered ocean landings and was retired before the war. When World War II began, the Do-18 shifted fully into military service. About 148 were built, but by 1939 they were already outdated. One even holds the dubious record of being the first German aircraft shot down by the British in World War II. By 1941, they were replaced on the front lines, their final years spent as trainers and rescue planes. So, next time you see one of these sleek but awkward boats, remember Aeolus and Zephir, male carriers that needed a slingshot to lead the ocean, daring the Atlantic with diesel power, only to end their days overshadowed by newer designs. Quirky? Absolutely, but also one of aviation's boldest experiments in getting letters across the sea. And that wraps up another tale from aviation's stranger side. Until next time, keep your eyes on the skies.